Michelle Rempel-Garner posted this. Yesterday, news broke that the Liberals knowingly allowed 17,500 criminals into Canada. Why am I not surprised? Today, confirmation of what we already knew. The Liberals don't really screen anyone, and it could have dire consequences for Canada and the world. Lax immigration vetting makes Canada prime target for Iranian infiltration, says Secure Canada. I mean, we already knew that the immigration system was so overburdened with the mass migration from Trudeau that they weren't effectively vetting anybody that was coming in. But now we find out thousands of foreigners, criminal convictions forgiven by Ottawa over 11-year span, raising transparency concerns. Yes, that does raise concerns, doesn't it? These are people whose criminal convictions were forgiven so that they could move to Canada. Make it make sense. More than 17,500 foreigners have had their criminal convictions forgiven by the Immigration Department over the past 11 years, removing a bar to coming to Canada. Federal government figures show the disclosure has raised transparency concerns about the type of offenses they committed. How about, I don't care what kind of offenses they committed. They're not getting in. We're not forgiving anything. Why would we do that? Are we retarded? Government figures show that in the 11 years up to and including 2024, 17,600 people convicted of criminal offenses abroad were considered rehabilitated by the IRCC. This meant they were able to apply to enter Canada, including through work and study visas as permanent residents or visitors. And I'm sure this has nothing to do with the massive rise in crime in Canada, obviously. The IRCC has not, however, released a breakdown of the kind of criminal offenses that were forgiven. Of course not. That would probably look really bad, which is, I'm sure, why they're not doing it. It said in a statement to the Globe and Mail that the immigration minister would be involved in decisions relating to the most serious offenses. How do serious offenses even get involved in this? Like, how is that even a part of this at all? Like, I'm saying you know what I would say, if somebody was like thrown in prison in Germany for making fun of a politician, which happens in Germany, okay, you know what, I'll forgive that. Foreigners applying to have their crimes forgiven must show that they are unlikely to take part in future criminal acts, according to IRCC. Well, I hope that they ask them, like, are you going to commit more criminal acts when you get to Canada? No? Oh, well, that's a relief. The department considers the number of offenses and circumstances and seriousness of each one, as well as the applicant's behavior since the crime was committed. Well, they consider the number of offenses. So, it's like multiple offenses. How about this is insane and stop doing it? To protect Canadians and in the interest of transparency, IRCC should be open about what type of convictions have been forgiven, said Richard Kurland, an immigration lawyer based in Vancouver. Transparency, how about that? If they enter Canada and cannot be removed for a considerable period of time, people could be at risk. So people could be at risk if they're bringing criminals into Canada. The issue is highly relevant, he said, as people with criminal convictions facing deportation from the United States may seek to come to Canada. That's going to happen. And Mark Carney's already told us about how much he treasures diversity. And we're not like those mean Americans here. No. We're compassionate and we love diversity or something. So everything is crazy. Everything is insane. Now, this has actually been in place since 2002, which was a Liberal government at that time. And it seems like nothing was really done with it up until Trudeau. So I think it was used very sparingly. And I think it was originally intended to be used very, very rarely, but just for special cases. And it got to Trudeau and he just went, no, everybody, I'm a progressive. I'm doing a progressive, is what Trudeau said. Not just everybody, just everything. Canadians are compassionate. We're not that compassionate, Justin. Maybe you should ask us first just how compassionate we are. Anyway, that's all I'm going to say about that. Please like, share, and subscribe. Subscribing really helps me out. I thank you for that. I will see you next time.